Taco seem way pretty a bit.
Did I say that close?
Yeah.
I worked at St. Al's in Boise, and there was a Bosnian guy taught me some stuff like 20 years ago. No.
All rise. Third district court is now in session with the Honorable Judge now presiding. Please be seated.
Good morning.
Please silence your phones.
Please.
Your Honor, if we could call the Jason Van Wagner case.
Mr. Van Wagner has case ending 3946 with Mr. Hinckley here for the state, Mr. Van Wagner representing himself. And Is Martin Vaz here? Come on up to the podium. And I think we have the interpreter online. Is the Portuguese interpreter there and available?
Yes, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Will you just make sure that Mr. Vaz can hear and understand you?
O Sr. Vaz me entende? Me ouve bem?
Confirmative.
Como?
Confirmative, yes.
Ok.
Okay, we have this case that ends 0771.
Então temos aqui o caso que termina em 0771.
Ms. Ward is here for Taylorsville City.
Senhora Ward se encontra em nome da cidade de Taylorsville.
And we have the defendant's amended motion to dismiss that I believe we can address.
E temos o pedido de extinção emendado do réu que nós podemos abordar.
Mr. Vaz, are you ready to address the motion?
Senhor Vaz está preparado para abordar esse pedido?
Yes.
And I've read the motion, I've looked at the arguments, but I'm happy to hear any additional argument that you might like to make.
Então, eu li o pedido, eu examinei os argumentos, mas eu poderia escutar qualquer argumento adicional que o senhor esteja interessado em fazer.
Oh, yeah, I have like 30 seconds and I will kind of do that into the constitutional way to view the things. Because in this moment, I really attempted to appeal because the last minutes when I was in the judgment in the Taylorsville, the judge says, if you are calling the police, I will see your position and I will favor you. But I was with the phone calling the police, of course. Second, the Constitution, you have the right to protect yourself of everything that could potentially happen in your understanding, if it's like objective understanding. Even if it wasn't, second the law, even if I change my mind, I said, no, I'm going to reach and run. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And in the middle of the way, say, no, I will come back. Even if it was that, the law will favor me. And since of the beginning, who here has the possibility of going to a place that these strange people, you come from a different place and you protect yourself and you return to the place. And all my declaration to the police officer was mocked and took it as irrelevant after he handcuffed me. So for this all that I have presented here, I have like said all my word and my position of a citizen, of declarations, of everything that I impose, gonna start with something that the law representing the doubt, they will favor me. In the possible of doubt, they will favor me. And they will still take in me as the way of the law and everything that we wrote and established in the United States and Constitution, all the laws in the states of Utah, also as if I'm still guilty. I'm like, will be shamed for the United States of America in the states of Utah, and I will appeal this for $300 for the Supreme Court in Utah. Of course, I'm not like in the middle of, we have to see if they will go to the next level of 5 people, like not only one judge will take this case. And I will be ashamed of that, and I will hope and pray, not for myself, because what's $300 in this case like that? They have to wake up in the morning and worry about that. But for why we have laws if we don't like use it and use it in unfavor? So yes, there is no more to say about that, and I hope you all understand.
Thank you.
Obrigado.
Ms. Ward, does the city want to be heard further?
Senhora Ward, a cidade, a prefeitura gostaria de falar?
Taylorsville City did not file a response, believing that the motion did not merit a response, given the statutes that govern justice court cases and district courts hearing them as trial de novo, unless there's a challenge.
Sorry. The interpreter asked for pause to interpret, please. Então, a cidade de Taylorsville não protocolou uma resposta acreditando que não havia mérito.
There being no constitutional challenge to a statute, he would not actually even be able to appeal from an adverse decision at this level. That being the case, the only thing the court should do is hear the case as a trial de novo and make its decision. We'll submit.
Então, não há nenhum desafio constitucional possível de acordo com a lei. Então, ele não pode fazer um recurso adversarial. Por isso, acredito que a única coisa que o juiz pode considerar é como se fosse um novo julgamento, um julgamento de novo, e tomar a sua decisão de acordo. E então, nós cedemos.
I request a replay if it's possible for this.
Go ahead.
Okay, I am supposed to be the defender here, but her side very clear. Is no constitutional case on this, because there is not a very detailed error or things like that, and there is no reason for to this appeal under that my rights of contest the judge in a real understandable. The hearing that it was 100% recorded in audio, and there is no right for me as American appeal for the Constitution for something that's involved almost all demands in the life and the treatments and the possibilities of legal dual. It's kind of a shame to hear something like that in a case of I don't know how can I defend it. Somebody that don't want to even have the opportunity of defend yourself what the United States established that. Because if I say so, that this happened, this was what happened, this thing is that, second that, and I prove all things, we're not here anymore. You, as a prosecutor, and the judge who judged doing that, we're in appeal. I have the right to do that. And your position of that just shows how much more than cruel, but alienation of my rights, deliver the ignorance, or the ignorance who deliver the alienation. I cannot tell so which one it is.
Thank you. So,
Obrigado.
by filing the appeal, you're entitled to a new trial, and it's an entirely new trial. It's a do-over.
Então, ao interpor o recurso, o senhor tem o direito a um novo julgamento. Seria um julgamento totalmente novo.
And in giving that new trial, the prior statements of the Justice Court judge really have no bearing on anything going forward.
Então, tendo em conta esse novo julgamento, as declarações anteriores do juiz da vara municipal não teria nenhum impacto sobre o que acontecerá em seguida.
Because of that, you're not entitled to judgment as a matter of law because the statement is disregarded going forward.
Devido a isso, o senhor não tem o direito a uma sentença por questão de direito, uma sentença emitida pelo juiz, porque não terá nenhum impacto sobre o que acontecerá em seguida.
So while I am denying your motion to dismiss, we will schedule the new trial so that you'll have a new opportunity to defend this case.
Então, embora eu esteja negando o seu pedido de extinção, nós vamos agendar um novo julgamento para o senhor ter uma nova oportunidade de se defender neste processo.
Is everyone ready to schedule the trial?
Estão todos preparados para agendar o julgamento?
If I know what option I have, like it's not. I know it's kind of these take a long time, and I just think I have to pay $300 if to return that on this case because it's reasonable about the law, and I kind of take it times and think that I shouldn't do to be presented here. So in the measure of the time, money, time, and have to pause to me why I'm still doing that, like from my perspective, if like it's kind of going for the next day, so I'll kind of think it two more hearing to see if like there will be like fair enough, because I am kind of really, I have this declaration, very shame about the Utah law. I have been stabbing before another case, and they give me like 300 for like restitution, and I said like I will take on the justice, so mercy, Jesus stuff. But this one, it's like I want to see how they go. I really want to see how they go. I want to also justify your dismission of this motion, very clarify why did you took the action, and let's proceed for the next scheduled day.
So I want to clarify, are you ready to schedule the trial, or do you want additional time to try to work out a resolution with the city?
Ok, eu gostaria de esclarecer, então, por favor, o senhor está preparado para agendar o julgamento agora ou gostaria de ter mais tempo para chegar a uma resolução com a prefeitura?
I'm scheduled for the judge for the trial with the appellation, the kind of what the judge will be like. Desembargador in Brazil, I don't know here, how is it?
Appellate court judge.
So,
Appeals judge.
yeah, you have appealed, and it comes to this court, and so now you're entitled to a new trial. And so this is your appeal.
O senhor fez o recurso e veio para este juiz, então este é o seu recurso. Agora o senhor tem direito a um novo julgamento.
So I'm going to schedule that new trial, and then if in the meantime you want to talk further with the city, you can do that.
Então eu vou agendar o novo julgamento e se, enquanto isso, o senhor quiser conversar mais com a prefeitura, pode fazê-lo.
Yeah, thanks so much, Your Honor. I just required, because you take a decision of deny my dismissal. Of course, like what the law requires, like the justification, why did you deny the dismissal, what did I request, and let's go in with the normal trial.
And as I said, I denied your motion because you're getting the new trial. That's what you're entitled to. So,
Como eu disse, eu neguei o seu pedido porque o senhor vai receber um novo julgamento. É isso que o senhor tem direito a receber.
and what I'm saying is, because your motion was based on a statement that the Justice Court judge made, that statement is disregarded going forward. And so you get a new trial that doesn't take into account that statement.
Então, o que eu disse é que como o seu pedido se baseou numa declaração feita pelo juiz da vara municipal, essa declaração não será levada em conta de agora em diante. Então, o senhor vai receber um novo julgamento e essa declaração feita pelo juiz da vara municipal não será levada em conta.
I see your point, but the motion that I give it, the nucleus, the really core of that was not even the declaration of the judge, but what he has denied, veredicta, what they present, and they acted like there was took it, not even in his declaration. This was kind of something plus that I put it. The core of the motion is the undoubtable
Okay, so Mr.
doubt
Vaz,
that
Mr.
was
Vaz?
taken. No.
I've made the decision. I'm not taking additional argument or going to reconsider that
That's
decision.
all right. You just kind of, you want to do that, you justify it, send as a justification of what you did and why did you do it, and that's fine. Let's take it a trial.
Okay, so I'm looking, are both of you available the morning of June 2nd?
Ok, estou olhando aqui para o calendário. Os dois estariam disponíveis na manhã do dia 2 de junho?
Your Honor, that is a day that Taylorsville normally has court both morning and afternoon. If you could put it on a Thursday like this calendar, I don't know whether this is a calendar that's well suited to a trial, but if you could do it Thursday or Friday, that's better for the city.
Então, esse é um dia em que Taylorsville normalmente tem audiências de manhã e à tarde. Se pudesse ser uma quinta-feira, como neste calendário, seria melhor para a prefeitura. Uma quinta-feira ou sexta.
How does June 4th at 3 p.m. look?
Pode ser dia 4 de junho às 3 da tarde?
That's good for the city.
Estaria bem para a cidade, para a prefeitura.
If there is something after July 15, will be better for me. June 15, yeah.
Yeah, take your time. I'm going to address a Fillmore case with Jared, and then I'll find you.
I could do July 9th at 9 a.m.
Pode ser dia 9 de julho, às 9 da manhã.
Yeah, okay. We'll schedule the trial de novo for July 9th at 9 a.m. here in this courtroom.
That will be the trio, right? The trio with five.
No, it'll be with me, so you're presenting the case to me.
All the case again to you. But the appeal, I didn't appeal for go to trio with like five.
No, when you appeal from a justice court, it comes to the district court, and the district court judge gives a new trial. So it's an entirely new trial.
But only one judge will do that?
Yes.
But it's not like five judges that will?
No, just me.
Okay, so because you say that you denied the motion for one reason, where can I find that the reason that you give me? In the justice portal, or how can I find it?
Well, I've tried to explain the reason, and I can try to explain it again if you would like.
Oh, yes.
Eu já tentei explicar a razão, eu posso tentar novamente, se o senhor quiser.
So, when you appeal from a justice court, you get a trial, it's called a trial de novo.
Então, quando se faz um recurso numa vara municipal, a pessoa recebe o que nós chamamos de trial de novo, ou seja, novo julgamento.
It's an entirely new trial, and so it isn't at all based on what happened in the Justice Court.
Que é julgamento totalmente novo e não se baseia em nada no que aconteceu na vara municipal.
In fact, it doesn't matter what happened in the Justice Court. I don't consider that in any way.
E não importa o que aconteceu na vara municipal, eu não vou considerar de forma alguma.
Because you get an entirely new trial, there's not a reason to dismiss the case.
Como o senhor vai ter o direito a novo julgamento, não há nenhuma razão para extinguir o processo.
In order to dismiss the case, there would have to be a basis under the law where the city could not prevail in any way.
Para nós extinguirmos ou arquivarmos o processo, teria que haver uma base legal em que a prefeitura não poderia prevalecer de forma alguma.
That's not the situation we're in. The city still gets to present its case to the court.
Não é a situação em que nos encontramos. A prefeitura ainda tem o direito de apresentar o seu caso, os seus argumentos à justiça.
And you'll be able to present your defenses to the court.
E o senhor poderá apresentar a sua defesa à justiça.
So that's the reason why I'm denying the motion, but you still get the new trial.
Essa é a razão pela qual estou negando o pedido, mas ainda assim o senhor terá um novo julgamento.
I hope that's clearer.
Eu espero que esteja mais claro.
Caio, tá me ouvindo?
Caio, can you hear me? Sim.
Caio, me diz uma coisa. Então ele está dizendo que só vai dismissar o caso se for o direito formal. O direito material ele não dismissa nessa fase, correto ou não?
So he's saying that he's only going to dismiss the case if it's based on formal law, not material law.
So you can't ask the interpreter for advice or explanation.
I'm asking for you, like to say to you, like this dismissal only never going to go in the material, only on the formal. If I go a kind of I motion for dismissal, you're never going to take the material stuff, only the formal.
No, we're going to take evidence. I'm going to hear evidence at the new trial, and I'll consider the facts, and I'll have to make an entirely new determination.
Nós vamos ouvir as provas no novo julgamento, eu vou considerar os fatos e terei que fazer uma determinação nova, tomar uma decisão nova.
It's the same process that you did with the Justice Court, but it's entirely new with a different judge.
É o mesmo processo pelo que passou com a vara municipal, mas é totalmente novo com um novo juiz.
I don't know how else I can explain it. If you need additional advice, I suggest you talk with an attorney.
Eu não sei como eu poderia esclarecer mais do que isso. Se o senhor precisar de mais conselhos, eu recomendo que converse com um advogado.
But on July 9th, please be prepared to present your evidence, just the same as you did in the Justice Court.
Mas no dia 9 de julho, esteja preparado, por favor, para apresentar as suas provas, assim como fez na vara municipal.
All right, thank you.
Ok, obrigado. Your Honor, may the interpreter be excused?
Yes, thanks for your assistance.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Mr. Peterson, good
Good morning,
morning.
Judge. How are you?
Doing fine, thank you.
Your Honor, can we address number 7, Tyler Fillmore, please?
State versus Tyler Fillmore, that's case ending 3717. Mr. Wilson for the state, Mr. Peterson for the defendant. And good morning, Mr. Fillmore.
Morning.
We are set for sentencing today. Ready to go forward with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I've reviewed the pre-sentence report. Have you reviewed that with your client?
I have, Judge.
Any corrections or additions needed?
Judge, the addition I wanted to provide, Your Honor, which I provided to State Counsel, is an elaboration on the treatment.
Okay.
That's referenced in the pre-sentence report, Mayor.
Yes. And would you like this added to the file?
If you could, Judge.
Thank you for bringing that. We'll add that to the file. Scan that, please. Okay. Then let me hear from the state, and then I can hear from defense and the defendant.
Your Honor, the state would concur with APP's recommendation on the PSR for probation, as well as the accountability conditions listed there.
Thank you. Mr. Peterson?
Your Honor, likewise, the defense is asking Your Honor to follow the recommendations in the AP&P pre-sentence report. Mr. Fillmore has taken this matter very seriously. He has pled it out at the appropriate level, accepting that, in fact, he was distributing a substance. He greatly regrets that activity, Judge. Since then, I'm happy to report he has a very good, stable home environment. His spouse is here with him today. And he has been absolutely gainfully employed with his own business that's referenced in the pre-sentence report. Essentially, he runs a power washing business and has been doing so for the last few years. Equally importantly, if not more so, judges, the treatment, the letter that you just read, Mr. Fillmore has been very actively engaged in that treatment, has been doing everything his treatment provider has requested. And as I understand it, there's an actual treatment provider representative present today if the court had any inquiries about how Mr. Fillmore is doing.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any inquiries. Thanks for being here, and the letter was helpful as well, so I appreciate that. I'm very curious to hear from Mr. Fillmore about his perception on how treatment is going, and in addition to anything else you'd like to say.
Yeah, Your Honor, thank you for giving me a chance to talk to you. Treatment's going well. I'm learning new stuff about myself and about the severity of my crime. As you know, no crime is victimless. So I take accountability for full responsibility for my actions, the absolute seriousness of my charges. I fully understand that my bad choices led me here. I want to be clear, I'm not blaming anyone else or making excuses for my bad decisions. They were illegal and wrong. I also want the court to know I recognize the impact of my actions have on the community. Distribution is not a victimless crime. It contributes to the crisis that destroys families and puts people at risk. Since the incident, I have taken steps to change my life. I've been working on myself at UHRC with group therapy, one-on-one counseling. I am committed to sobriety and my family. I'm not asking for a chance. I'm asking for the chance to continue this process or this progress. I'm not asking for leniency to avoid consequences. I know consequences are part of taking accountability. I'm asking for the opportunity to keep moving forward.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Mr. Fillmore, I'm encouraged by what you've already done. It suggests to me that you are absolutely ready for change, and I would like to give you the opportunity to continue that journey. It's going to be a long journey. I think you've probably already discovered that, but you're well on your way to being successful. So I'm going to suspend the prison sentence of between 0 and 5 years, and I'll place you on probation for 24 months. The only thing that's going to be different than what's in the pre-sentence report is that county probation won't supervise a felony. So I'm going to put you with adult probation and parole, 24-month probation term. Conditions are you obtain a substance use evaluation and a mental health evaluation and complete any recommended treatment. You're to complete a cognitive behavioral course as directed, participate in a parenting class as directed, do not frequent high drug traffic areas, take all medications as prescribed and only have one doctor and pharmacist prescribe and dispense those. You're to comply with the drug and alcohol conditions of supervision. That'll include random UA testing. And don't violate any laws other than for minor traffic offenses. So I need you to report to adult probation and parole. Do that not later than Monday, 4 p.m. Okay? I recommend that you go tomorrow, but Monday, 4 p.m. is the deadline. They'll give you additional instructions and reporting requirements.
I really appreciate the chance, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Do you have any questions? Okay, you have a right to file an appeal of your sentence. You have a right to counsel on appeal. Any appeal needs to be filed within 30 days. Now, you might say, well, I've already been doing this treatment. Does that count? Provide that information to adult probation and parole, and then they'll take that into account and see if there's something else, or they may just say, yeah, keep going with what you're already doing. Okay?
Yep.
All right, good luck.
Mr. Fillmore, do you need that original letter back that I gave Judge Mao, or are we okay?
No, we're okay.
Okay.
I got it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge.
You're
I'll
welcome.
be back in a moment on Van Busker. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good morning.
Your Honor. Can the court please call number 18, Elizabeth Leech?
State versus Elizabeth Leech, that's case ending 0622. And actually, it's city case, and Mr. Wilson's here for the city, Mr. Nix for the defendant. Good morning, Ms. Leach. What's planned?
Your Honor, this morning we found out that Trooper Bush, his spouse went into labor.
Oh.
So I think a baby is a good reason for a continuance. So we have no objection to rescheduling this. We would ask for August 13th at 9 a.m.
Does that work for the city?
It works for me. I'll confirm that it works for Trooper Bush as well.
Okay. Hopefully that's far enough out, but if not, we can just email my team and we can find a different day that works for everybody. We'll do, for now, August 13th at 9 a.m. for the evidentiary hearing.
Great. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay.
Morning.
Good morning.
Judge. If we could call Connie Sue Delgado.
State versus Delgado, case ending 9622. Mr. Wilson for the state, Mr. Wilson for the defendant. Good morning, Ms. Delgado.
Good morning.
What's planned today?
Judge, she's agreed to waive her preliminary hearing today, and we have an agreement. It would be a no contest plea to count 1, communications fraud, pursuant to a plea and abeyance agreement.
Okay. And are we doing the plea today as well, or just the waiver?
Both, Judge.
Both, okay. So communications fraud, still second-degree felony?
Third degree.
Third-degree felony. Okay, thank you. Is that the state's agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Delgado, are you ready to go forward with the plea today?
I am.
Are you thinking clearly?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay. What's the highest level of education that you've completed?
1 year of college.
Going forward with a plea will include waiver of today's preliminary hearing, at which the state would have to put on enough evidence to show probable cause that you committed any crime charged against you. Do you understand that right you're giving up?
I do.
Do you voluntarily waive it?
I do.
Okay. You hesitated there. Do you have a
Well,
question?
I pray to God I'm doing the right thing, because, you know, I've never, ever committed a crime. I've never had anything on my record for 40 years. I'm 61.
Okay.
So I want to do the right thing.
Do you need any additional time to talk with Mr. Wilson
No,
about
he's
doing the
helped
plea?
me. It's clear.
Okay. So you're ready to go forward?
I am.
All right. So then, I do find that you've knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily waived the preliminary hearing. Have you read the plea form?
I have.
Do you understand it?
I do.
And do you acknowledge its contents?
I do.
That plea form talks about constitutional rights that you waive when you enter a plea. Do you understand those rights?
I do.
And are you giving up those rights freely? Okay. So a second-degree felony, if we were to get to sentencing at some point in the future, carries a penalty. Yeah. Third-degree felony. Thank you for correcting me. Third-degree felony carries a penalty of between 0 and 5 years in prison, $5,000 fine, plus a 90% surcharge. Do you understand the elements of the offense to which you're pleading?
I do.
So, meaning, do you understand what the state would have to prove if the case went to trial?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So Mr. Wilson's going to provide a factual basis for your plea, and then I'll ask you if the things that he said are true and correct. Okay? Actually, it's no contest, right?
No contest. Correct.
So you're acknowledging that there's a substantial risk that the state would be able to prove these things if the case went to trial. Okay? Go ahead.
Judge, on March 27, 2025, in Solid County, Ms. Delgado aided another individual in fraudulently withdrawing monies from her Mountain America Credit Union account, and she reasonably should have known that the transaction was fraudulent.
So, Ms. Delgado, having heard those facts, do you acknowledge that there's a substantial risk that if the case went to trial, that there would be a conviction?
I do understand that, but I want you to know that it was a naive on my part because it was a online romance thing going on, and that's what happened.
Okay. And I appreciate the explanation, but I just want to make sure we have a clear record. You are acknowledging there's
I
that
do.
substantial risk? Okay. So, thank you. Based on that, for count 1, communications fraud amended to a 3rd-degree felony, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay. And if you're ready to do it, you may sign the plea form.
And I just want to say I've never had a ticket since 1987. Right here?
Yes.
Thank you. Count 2 is dismissed. I am signing the plea form. I'm incorporating it by reference. I find the plea is made knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily. And this plea will be held in abeyance for 36 months, during which time you're placed on court supervision. You are to pay restitution in the amount of $19,756.49 to Mountain America Credit Union. You're not to have any violations of the law other than for minor traffic offenses, and it sounds like that's not something that happens very often to you either.
Right.
And then I'm fine with having a review hearing in 12 months. I'd like to schedule a payment plan for that restitution. What's the minimum amount that we could order each month? You can always pay more, but this is the minimum that you know you can make every month.
The minimum, $50.
$50? Okay. And
That's the bare minimum, but if I can do more, I'll do a lot more because he says that if I can pay it off before the 36 months, I will be off probation and I can get this expunged off my record.
yeah, going and paying off that restitution will go a long way toward that.
I just have to pull out my retirement.
When would you be able to make the first payment?
This Friday.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say by June 1st, we'll have each payment due by the 1st of each month?
No, don't do that.
No?
Can I just have it on the 15th? Because that gives me.
We could do the 15th? Sure. So
Well,
starting
if you can do the 15th, go 20. Day 20.
the 20th of each month?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So first payment due May 20th, and by the 20th of each month thereafter, okay? And you'll make those payments through the court. You can pay online to do that. And then let's schedule a review hearing for the plea in abeyance. And that puts us into May of next year. I have a calendar on May 7th of next year. How does that look?
Fine.
Okay.
May 7th.
Counsel, how is May 7th of 2027 for a review hearing?
Sounds good.
Okay, you're open that day?
I think I'm free.
All right. Do you have any questions, Ms. Delgado?
No.
All right, then I will look forward to seeing you on May 7th next year.
Thank you.
You're welcome. At 8:30. Thank you.
Judge, if we could call Hussein Goulet.
I'm always worried that she's going to take a high heel off and stop.
Okay, Mr. Goulet has 3 cases on today's calendar. We have case ending 3371, case ending 8991, and case ending 0123. Those have Mr. Wilson for the state, Mr. Wilson for the defendant. Mr. Goulet, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you doing?
Doing fine, thank you. We are scheduled for the restitution hearing today. And what's planned for that?
Judge, I need to review what the state has as far as like what their expectation regarding restitution is. I have a number of other matters I need to attend to. I've asked Mr. Wilson for the state if he could provide that to me. If we could set that over, for 2 weeks, that should give me enough time to be able to review those materials. If everything looks in order, we likely have a stipulation.
Okay. That put us on May 21st. Does that sound good for everyone?
That's fine with me, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor, and if the victims could appear by WebEx again at that hearing.
Yes, that is fine. Mr. Goulet, does that work for your schedule?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll reschedule the restitution hearing for these 3 cases to May 21st, 9 a.m.
Yes, Your Honor. All right. I thought it was one case. You said 2 cases.
Well, because there were.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Judge, good morning.
Good morning.
If we can call Alexis Medina Rodriguez, please. He's in custody. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Sam said I could. And she's tough.
I'm the line.
Judge, those glasses are awesome.
Thank you.
Just by the way.
Thank you.
Very cool.
I appreciate that.
I'm going to need to get a pair. The age factor's hitting, finally.
You're telling me.
It's no bueno. I don't like it.
So Medina Rodriguez, case ending 2408. Mr. Wilson for the state, Mr. Craig for the defendant, who is now here. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. Judge, joint motion to dismiss. Based on evidentiary issues, we provided the state updated information. The state's investigated the case as well, and I think we're both amenable for a joint motion to dismiss without prejudice.
That motion's granted. This matter is dismissed. I'll order release on this case.
Perfect. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Hi, Judge.
Hi.
Can we address the James Hyasi matters, please? I'm covering for Mr. Dostal.
Thank you for doing that. Mr. Hyasi has 4 cases. Those end 7893, 3426, 8156, and 1707. Mr. Wilson for the state, Ms. Dugan for the defendant. Mr. Hyasi, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Doing fine, thank you. We are set for sentencing today. The court got the pre-sentence report late. Did you get that report?
I received it at 9:21 today, and I did go over it. There are no errors or omissions that would prevent us from moving forward today.
Okay.
I am a little frustrated with APMP's new trend of sending PSRs much too late, but I will pick another case to complain about it on.
Okay. But you think we can go forward today?
I think we can go forward today.
Okay, thank you. I think we can too. I had a chance to review it. Mr. Wilson, did you get a chance to review that pre-sentence report also?
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, let me get the state's view first, and then I'll hear from Ms. Dugan and Mr. Hyasi.
Your Honor, the state would concur with APP's recommendations with the probation and prevention served.
Thank you. Ms. Dugan?
And Judge, we would also submit on the PSR. I think that Mr. Hyasi, while being in custody for 409 days, has availed himself to many programs. He has been a worker at the jail for quite some time. I also filed proof of 2 of the transcripts he did through CipherWorks as well as Adobo that shows the court he's done hundreds of hours of just sort of additional learning. I think that his PSR and his history in general show a pattern of successfully completing probation, save for one probation in 2000, which evidently does give you 2 points on the matrix, but I would just sort of submit to the court that I think James is more than capable of doing probation. I think that he will successfully terminate. The next time he's in front of the court will be for a successful termination, and so I'd ask the court to grant him the privilege of probation in accordance with what AP&P has asked for. I was going to talk about restitution, but maybe we can hit pause on that for a second.
I think that was part of the plea agreement. There was $800.
$800 of restitution, yes.
Okay.
And with that, I would submit to the court.
Thank you. Mr. Hyasi, would you like to say anything today?
No, I think she said it pretty well.
Okay. Do you think you can be successful on probation again?
Oh, yes, Your Honor, for sure.
You've spent your time in jail, I'd say, wisely, completing various educational programs.
Yes.
That certainly speaks well to your motivation to do well on probation also. So I'm going to give you that chance on probation.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. So let me go through the suspended sentences first, and then I'll go through the probation terms. For each of the third-degree felonies, the suspended sentence is a prison sentence of between 0 and 5 years. For each of the second-degree felonies, suspended prison sentence of between 0 and 15 years. Those suspended sentences are to run concurrent to one another, but you're placed on probation for each of these cases. The probation terms, the length of probation is going to differ a little bit by case. So for case ending 3426, it's 24 months. Case ending 8156, 36 months. Case ending 1707, 36 months. Case ending 7893, 24 months. Otherwise, they'll all have the same terms and conditions. You'll be with adult probation and parole for supervision. You are to obtain evaluations for substance use and for mental health and complete any recommended treatment. You're to work to obtain full-time lawful employment. You're to serve a jail commitment of 409 days, giving you credit for the 409 days already served. So I'm ordering your release from custody. You're not to use, consume, or possess alcohol or frequent places where alcohol is the chief item of sale. You're not to have contact with co-defendants unless approved by AP&P. You're not to frequent high drug traffic areas. You're to comply with drug and alcohol conditions of supervision, including random UA testing. You're to pay restitution in the amount of $800. That's on case ending 1707. You're not to violate any laws other than for minor traffic offenses. I need you to report to adult probation and parole not later than Monday, 4 p.m. That's the deadline, so you need to go before then.
Yeah, no problem.
They'll give you additional instructions and reporting requirements. You've done this before. Make sure you follow those things. For the restitution, I would like to set a payment plan. I recognize that you've been in custody. You may have some financial constraints, and so I'm happy to make that as low as necessary, but at least to schedule something so that we can track restitution.
Do you want to start at like $25 a month starting in like September, just to give you some time?
Yes, that'd be
And then
great.
you can always pay, you'll have to pay more.
Yeah, I might be able to pay off sooner, but yeah,
Okay.
$25 a month would be fine.
If we could do $25 a month starting in September, he does report that he has a place to live, which is great, as well as he can likely get a job pretty soon upon exiting jail, but just to give him some buffer room.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's have the first payment due by September 1st, and we'll do the first of each month thereafter. Minimum of $25 each month. You can always pay more than that. And certainly it's to your benefit to pay off the restitution before you're done with probation so that it doesn't get sent to the Office of State Debt Collection, right?
I'll pay it off as soon as possible.
Yeah. Do you have any questions about any of the terms I've given you?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
I have a chance for employment in Idaho And if that comes through, I would like to have that on record to be allowed to go work that job. It's going to be an operations manager for a gold mine.
So you'll need to talk with AP&P about that because you need to do an interstate compact in order to do that. But talk with AP&P, they'll let you know the specific things you would need to do prior to having that approval.
Awesome, no problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You do have a right to file an appeal of your sentence. You have a right to counsel on appeal. Any appeal has to be filed within 30 days. All right? Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There you go, James.
You guys have a great day.
Yeah, you take care. Call Josh if you need anything.
I will for sure.
Yeah, take care. And then next, I have Devin Bergen, Judge.
State versus Devin Bergen, case ending 8201. Mr. Rivera de la Vega for the state, Ms. Dugan for the defendant. And your client?
I don't see him here today, Judge. He historically does come to court, so I don't know why he's not here. I did see the updated pretrial services report, which indicates he does at least keep checking in, which shows there is some level of contact with pretrial. But I don't have anything to offer the court as to why he's not here. Historically, he does come. This court is part of that pilot program where we have 2 final pretrial conferences, so it is possible that he got this court date confused with the second court date that we have here in about a month, June 4th.
Right. I'm going to issue a $1,000 warrant. If you hear from him, happy to get him back on a calendar. And hopefully pretrial, I mean, they'll see the warrant and they should be able to communicate with him as well. Your trial is last among the 8 trials scheduled anyway.
Would understand that.
So I'm going to strike the trial setting because it probably would get bumped anyway. And then we can always get it back on the trial calendar if he appears before the court.
Sounds good, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all I have.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Justin Morrison for Ricardo Aceves. He's number 1 on the calendar.
State versus Aceves is case ending 3600. Ms. Whiteway has that one for the state. Mr. Aceves is coming up here. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're scheduled for sentencing today. Is everyone ready to proceed with that?
Yes, Your Honor. There is one correction I would point out for the court.
Okay.
It's on the jail guidelines. This was correctly categorized as a 3rd-degree death under the, I believe, under the matrix score, but it appears that they used the 3rd person under the jail's initial condition of probation, because when you go down to category 1, that's the 0 to 120 with 60 as the midpoint. But if you do the 3rd death, which this is because it's a manslaughter, it's a 3rd-degree felony, it's actually 0 to 210 with 105 being the midpoint. I don't think it materially changes AP&P's recommendation since they were recommending more anyway and deviating upwards. So I think we can still proceed, and I think it's just appropriate to put that on the record.
Okay, thank you for pointing that out. I do appreciate that. And I think you're correct that they used the wrong category, as you've explained. Does the state have any concern with that?
No, Your Honor, they debated it upward regardless. And I do have one issue with the PSR as well.
Okay.
It does indicate that the officer contacted several of the people who were passengers and drivers of the other vehicles involved.
Yes.
However, the defendant was charged only with manslaughter in this case with the passenger of his own vehicle, and wasn't charged criminally with anything related to any other vehicles. And so, with restitution, that the officer suggests we be open for those individuals would actually statutorily do that. The state would be able to seek. So,
Okay.
would not be asking for restitution.
Okay. At least for those, or for any?
For anyone. The victim's mother in this case indicated and we want to make sure she's present online.
There are a lot of people online, so we can scroll.
I believe she indicated that she just wants to put this behind her and she's not going to be asking for any restitution, so restitution does not need to be left open.
Okay, thank you. Any other corrections to the pre-sentence report from either side?
None from the defense, Your Honor.
All right, well then, let me hear from the state first, and then I'll hear from Mr. Morrison and Mr. Aceves.
If I could have 1 moment, I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Oh, you saw it, okay.
Ms. Whiteway, could I just have you move toward one of the other microphones? I want to make sure the record picks you up. Or, oh, that works too.
I'll come stand on that. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So I didn't write this picture. Well,
I believe it.
did he make a ruling?
Probably Letitia Munoz, but
Are you anticipating?
her first name isn't Letitia, but
Okay.
I believe that's her as well.
but we believe, yeah.
All right. Are you anticipating that she'll address the court with sentencing?
I don't have any indication that she wants to.
We'll move her in as a panelist, and then I can confirm that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yes, please.
like at the prelim. Yeah, just to see. Yeah, I thought that was going to be easy to just go.
Ms. Munoz, are you there? If so, please unmute yourself.
I better go to Jones. Good luck with your case.
Ms. Munoz, this is Judge Mao. If you can hear me, please unmute yourself.
Yes, I am.
Good morning. Did you want to address the court today as part of sentencing?
Sure.
Can you start your video so I can see you?
Yeah, I look at the video. Thank you.
Ms. Munoz, I'm not able to see you.
One second.
Hay alguien aquí. Como el profesor quiere decirme, dile a Carlos. What do you want me?
Ms. Munoz, if you could start your video because I cannot see you.
Can I use her?
I'm sorry?
She doesn't want to use the camera.
Okay.
Is that
If you're not able to start your video, just go ahead and tell me what you would like me to consider.
¿Qué es lo que quiero considerar? Dile que yo no tengo sea, ¿cómo te diré? No quiero, o sea, yo no la estoy viendo porque no me dijeron, pero...
She's just watching, but she said that she doesn't want anything, any charges, anything.
Ms. Whiteway, does she need an interpreter?
Possibly, Your Honor, but
Yes.
Well, there we go.
I don't think we have an interpreter on any other cases, so we might need to pass it to see if we can.
There was one present.
There
a
was,
few moments ago.
but we handled the
we already
only
handled that.
interpreter case, so we can see if we can get another one,
Okay.
but we need to pass it for a moment.
Yes, that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll see if we're able to find one.
Yeah, I'll just stand by.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Munoz, we'll just put you on mute in the meantime. Okay, ready?
Yes. Your Honor, Mike Petro, I'm appearing for Scott Todd. He is not here this morning. We've been trying to reach him for a few days, and I texted him while I was here, and he's not responded. We do represent him in multiple jurisdictions. He's been good about appearing in the past, and so I don't know what the problem is.
The Scott Todd matter is case ending 3435. Who has this one for the state?
I'll cover it, Your Honor. I'm Captain Backstead. I'm new to this courtroom. My bar is 20035.
Thank you, Mr. Beckstead. All right, so let's see.
Your Honor, I did receive an email from our officer that he was not available for today, and so my intent was when we asked for a request of continuance, so with the defendant not being here, I think it would be appropriate to seek a warrant on him.
I'm going to issue Mr. Petro, I'm going to issue a $1,000 warrant, but if you're able to get in touch with your client, happy to get him back on a court calendar to address that warrant.
All right, that sounds appropriate. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Could I please call the Solano case?
State versus Peter Solano, that's case ending 9194. That has, Mr. Beckstead, is that your case?
I'm sorry?
The Solano case?
Yes, Your Honor, that is my case. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. And Ms. Sakala for the defendant, who's here. Good morning, Mr. Solano.
Good morning.
So this is our first of two final pretrial conferences, and you're sixth on my list for trial that week. Aside from kind of being further down on the list, is the state ready to proceed on that case?
The state's ready, Your Honor.
Oh, Mr. Rivera de la Vega's now popped up. Okay. Hard to keep track sometimes.
Yes, so it will be Mr. Beckstead's case as well, and as well as mine, so. we'll
Okay,
be on it, yeah.
but you are ready to go?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
you've talked to witnesses, they're all lined up?
Yeah, everything's ready to go.
Okay, and is defense ready also?
Yes, Judge.
And what is the offer that's been extended?
Right now, it is. It is a plea in abeyance to an F3 aggravated assault with 36 months APNP, anger management, surrender his firearms, and a continuous protective order for the 80s.
Thank you. Is Mr. Solano rejecting that offer?
Yes.
Okay. Well then, we'll have the second final pretrial on June 4th at 9 a.m. and we'll see where we're at with the other trials at that point.
Okay,
All
sounds
right?
good, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Are you guys ready? I have a sentencing, but it's stipulated.
I can call the Ramon Rojasua case.
State versus Ramon Rojasua. That's case ending 8128. That has Mr. Wilson for the state, Ms. Sakala for the defendant. Mr. Rojasua is here. Good morning. And we're set for sentencing today. Is everyone ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay. I believe we have a sentence already agreed upon based on the plea form.
Correct.
But does the state have anything else to present?
Your Honor, I would just like to go into the facts briefly, if the court allows. This case involved Mr. Rojasua getting into an altercation with tow truck drivers over parking, which led to the defendant shooting at them and led to kind of a chase down the highway, resulting in multiple crashes, as well as shots fired back and forth between the police and the defendant. At least 7 casings were found from the defendant, and so that's why the state is asking for the prison sentence concurrent.
Thank you. And Ms. Sakala, anything to add?
Just 2 housekeeping things, Judge. The Class A DUI, I think, should close at this. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think it was just closing upon plea because he's spent most of the time in custody. And I think there was there's a stipulated restitution amount of $950.17. Do you have the insurance information to send that to?
Yeah, I can send that to the court. Okay. That was just a piece of it. I mean, right.
There might be more, but we would set a hearing for that probably, if that's okay.
Okay.
And yes, Judge, I just wanted to briefly touch on this case. So I'm sure the court remembers the list of charges on this case. When I got this case, I was pretty shocked, I won't lie. But when I visited Ramon for the first time in custody, I was also shocked because he is an incredibly gentle person. He's never raised his voice at me. He's never been frustrated at me. I think he's frustrated with himself. This was a day where he, I think, suffered a mental health crisis, and by the time he was on the chase, and this isn't to minimize or excuse it, but this, I kind of had a lot of questions about this case. And by the time he got on the highway and was shooting at police, this became something of an acceptance that he might die, and that's how he wanted to go out. He has since been working on his mental health in jail, and Mr. Rojasua has had a really difficult life. He spent there were some facts about this case that were a little strange, like he thought the police were cartel police. That's a traumatic response from actual interactions with police that were actually posing as police and were cartel members that had robbed him in Texas. So as I've gotten to know Ramon, he views this as a second chance at life. He was shot 9 times by police, which, was kind of police shooting back. But he has a new lot in life. He has found religion and is, I wouldn't say excited, but is embracing what the prison can offer him while he spends his time there.
Thank you. Mr. Rojasua, would you like to say anything?
Thank you for understanding. I thank you for understanding my situation, and I think I'm ready to go and go forward with my life and take care of this matter. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. I will follow the plea agreement that's set forth. So for the 2 second-degree felonies, I'm imposing a prison sentence of between 1 and 15 years to begin forthwith. Those are to run consecutive.
Oh, was it consecutive?
It was consecutive. I might have misspoken today, but that was the agreement.
plea form says consecutive. That's what I was basing it on.
Okay.
Is that inaccurate or?
No, I guess not. That is my memory is lapsing, sorry.
Okay. I think Mr. Wilson may have, as he said, misspoke earlier. Okay, so 1 to 15 years for each of those to run consecutive. I am going to close the Class A misdemeanor with credit for time already served. I'm going to recommend that Mr. Rojasua receive credit for time that he's already served while waiting in jail. And I'll order restitution in the amount of $950.17 and otherwise leave restitution open. That restitution amount that I'm ordering today will be sent to the Office of State Debt Collection. And then in terms of resolving the remaining restitution, how much time does the state need to pull that together?
2 weeks, 4 weeks.
Let's see, maybe we do June 4th for a restitution hearing?
Could we, oh, sorry, could we set it out a little longer? Because I think
Sure.
it does take some time to get settled at the prison and processed in. Just
Yeah.
the next setting would be the June 18th. That's
June
okay.
18th?
Or June 9th, whichever day the
June
restitution
8th,
hearing.
yeah, June 18th. Does that work for the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll do restitution hearing June 18th at 9 a.m. Mr. Rojasua, you do have a right to file an appeal of your sentence. You have a right to counsel on appeal. Any appeal has to be filed within 30 days, okay?
Okay,
And then I'll see you June 18th for that restitution hearing.
okay, sounds good.
Would you like him transported in person for that? Or can he be by WebEx?
I guess if there's evidence being presented in person,
Okay,
would be better.
we'll put in an in-person transport request.
I can communicate with the court to
All right.
change that.
All right,
Okay.
very good. Thank you.
Okay. And then last, I just have Miss Lomax.
State versus Natasha Lomax. That's case ending 3178. Mr. Wilson for the state, Ms. Sakala for the defendant.
So she's not here, Judge. That's pretty unusual. She never really misses a court date. I'm just going to ask for, to handle the final pretrial conference without her. I'm assuming it's going to get bumped anyway. So we can go ahead and bump it if the court would like, and I can communicate with her. But I'm asking for no warrant to issue right now.
Have you heard from her?
I haven't. I also haven't tried to reach out to her this week because usually she makes her court dates. She does know the trial might get bumped, so there may have been a miscommunication about that. So I apologize.
Mr. Wilson, your thoughts?
Do we know where this is looking in priority?
5th on the list.
Your Honor, I would ask that it be removed from the trial calendar just on that basis, where it's high enough on the list, and if we don't know where she is.
I can strike the trial. What do you think about warrant versus no warrant?
I would defer to the court on that. I wasn't able to see a recent PSA, so I don't know about her failure to appear history.
I think she's appeared for all of the court dates in front of me, and let's leave the other setting we've already got on June 4th. I'll convert it to just a regular pretrial conference.
Okay.
And then Ms. Sakala, maybe you can see if you can track her down.
Sure, Judge.
Hopefully we'll see her then. So I won't issue a warrant today, but I will if she doesn't appear on June 4th.
Okay.
And to be clear, is the state okay to call up witnesses?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm striking that trial.
Last is Duarte. Also, no information on his appearance.
So State versus Alfonso Duarte, case ending 5213. see. I'll issue a $2,500 warrant, revoke any pretrial release. Thank you.
Either of you need an interpreter
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
If the court will call the Patrick Brown matter, please.
State versus Patrick Brown, case ending 4632. Ms. Whiteway for the state. And I guess you're going to stand in, Mr. Falcone, for Mr. Bautista?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Brown, good morning. All right, so good morning, Mr. Brown. This is our first of the two final pretrial conference dates. This is second on the trial list, and Mr. Bautista has the first place setting also.
And I do as well. I'm on that case. I'm co-counsel. So that case is going to go.
The Merrill case?
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, is the state ready to proceed on the Brown trial?
Otherwise, the state is ready to proceed, but for the Merrill case going, and I am also counsel on the Merrill case.
Okay. And you believe the Merrill case is also going to go?
Yes.
Okay.
The state is ready on that case.
So I'm still going to leave Mr. Brown for the second final pretrial, just in case something happens with the Merrill case, because I would hate to have Mr. Brown lose that trial setting. So let's come back on June 4th at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, my only concern with that is being a prosecutor on both cases, preparing for two murder trials. I know Mr. Brown's trial, there's 7 or 8 witnesses, and the Merrill trials, right now we're scheduling pre-trials for almost 40 witnesses. And so I talked to Mr. Bautista a couple weeks ago, and he indicated that it would be fine resetting Mr. Brown's case, given that we'd have to prepare for 2 murder trials the same week.
Mr. Falcone?
Well, that would have been my preference personally, but
what would be your preference?
it would not be my preference to, at this point, continue Mr. Brown's matter, not knowing if Merrill's going to go or not go. And I understand the state's position. However, that's a state problem. Mr. Brown has already been through trial once. We're back again, and he's in jail. So I would like to at least keep that June 4th date. And I understand the work that's involved.
And as I said, Mr. Bautista, unfortunately he's not here today, indicated to me that he would be in agreement with continuing Mr. Brown's trial, and I spoke with Mr. Falcone about 30 minutes ago, and that was my understanding as well.
Well, the understanding is that Merrill's going to go for sure, and that's what we talked about. And so I was anticipating Mr. Brown's case being continued But in an abundance of caution, if the Merrill case, something happens in the meantime, I don't know. And if Mr. Baptista had that conversation, then I will defer to that.
Well, if Mr. Bautista told Ms. Whiteway that he's okay to continue it, then we'll continue Mr. Brown's trial. Can we get it scheduled today, or do we need Mr. Bautista?
I would like to, and we did talk about that. So if we can look at dates, that'd be great.
Okay, which date would you like?
I will be out for medical reasons and for the August trial date. I have a homicide trial in front of Judge Sanchez, the September dates, but we could put it there. And, you know, given that that's a long time away and a lot can happen between now and then. But I do want to just put on the record that I am scheduled to be in trial in Judge Sanchez's courtroom that week. This case is older.
So if, let's say both trials are ready to go, Ms. Whiteway, are you going to give this trial the priority?
The other trial was scheduled first, so I'm not sure exactly how that works. So I don't know how that works. I guess my reasoning for wanting to set it there is just so that if, you know, sort of like the reason for keeping it on for the June date is if something happens with that trial, then we didn't just not set this one. Because also I'm in trial in another courtroom, another murder trial, the October dates in another courtroom. And so that pushes us out very far. So September would be, again, a lot can happen in that other case.
Sure.
September.
Yeah. Mr. Falcone, how do you think of that September date?
I mean, I understand the problem here, and we both talked about it. So if that's the only thing we have available, then that's what we'll have to set.
It sounds like that's the next availability. So we may as well set that. So we'll schedule a trial for the week of September 14th. So jury selection, September 14th, 9:30, and then we'll schedule the 15th, 16th, and 17th as the trial days. I'll strike the second final pretrial conference that's currently scheduled on June 4th for this case, and we'll reset the final pretrial conferences for August 13th and September 10th, both at 9 a.m. So August 13th and September 10th, 9 a.m.
And Your Honor, one more thing just to put on the record. I had reached out to Mr. Batista with a final plea offer, and that was to plead to count 1 manslaughter, dismissing the other 4 counts, and with a stipulation to prison. For
Okay.
which Mr. Brown has already done about 4 years. Or no, I'm sorry, about 5 years.
And how long is that plea offer open?
I can leave it open into that final pretrial conference date.
The August 13th date?
Yes.
Okay, so something for Mr. Brown to consider between now and August 13th.
Okay?
Anything else?
Nothing for this case, Judge.
Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
And then, Judge, if the court will call the Merrill matter. Jayden Merrill.
State versus Jayden Merrill, case ending 3516. Ms. Whiteway for the state, Mr. Falcone for the defendant. Good morning, Mr. Merrill. So, Mr. Merrill, both attorneys, I think, have already represented to me that this case is ready, but Ms. Whiteway, is that right? Ready to go on this one? And defense also?
We are ready. Yes, Your Honor.
And what is the offer?
There's no offer.
No offer. Okay. So we'll have the second final pretrial conference on June 4th, 9 a.m. to reconfirm that everybody's ready to go, but this is the first place setting. We're currently scheduled for 4 days of trial. Everybody think that's still appropriate?
I think, I assume so. Did you say 40 witnesses?
We have pretrials, we're scheduling pretrials with close to 40 witnesses. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be calling all of those people. If there are dates that go into that following week, I think that we had set Gledhill into the following week. Perhaps we could have a day or two there in an abundance of caution.
I mean, that's a lot of witnesses if they go for 40. And I understand that would change, but.
So I scheduled this based on the 4 days. I could give you, if needed, I could probably go into the 16th. After that, I've already scheduled some second place things.
Yeah, well, let's take the 16th as a standby position on that.
Okay, I'll block that out on our calendar also, just in case. Hopefully we don't have to get into that. I'd rather, because that is never ideal to go into the next week, especially with the Juneteenth state observed holiday is the 15th, and so it'd be a little bit of a delay, but if needed, we'll have that date available also.
Thank you.
Anything else we need to discuss before June 4th?
I don't believe so, Judge.
Nothing from the state.
Okay, then Mr. Merrill, I'll see you on June 4th. Thank you. Can I handle one case before, I need to take care of an interpreter matter?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So Mr. Morrison, come back up here. We'll go back to the Aceves matter. Okay. Ms. Munoz, are you able to hear us okay?
¿Listo, señora Muñoz? ¿Nos puede escuchar bien?
Sí, la estoy escuchando bien, gracias.
Yes, I can hear you well, thank you.
Have you been able to figure out how to start your video?
¿Ha podido averiguar cómo encender su cámara?
Sí.
Yes.
If you could start your video, that would be helpful.
Si pudiera encender su cámara sería excelente.
Déjeme saber si ya está encendida. Creo que sí.
Let me know if it's turned on. I think it is.
It is. I can see you now. Thank you.
Ahora sí, ya la puedo ver. Gracias.
Would you like to make a statement as part of this sentencing?
¿A usted le gustaría dar una declaración como parte de esta sentencia?
Pues yo y mi familia no tenemos cargos para Ricardo.
Well, my family and I, we don't have any charges for Ricardo.
Anything else that you would like to say?
¿Quisiera usted decir algo más?
No. Creo que todo está bien. Gracias.
No, I think that's everything. Everything is good. Thank you.
Thank you for attending today.
Gracias a usted por asistir el día de hoy.
And
De nada, gracias a usted.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'll turn to Ms. Whiteway.
Y ahora le doy la palabra a la señora Whiteway.
With Ms. Munoz, this is a very difficult case, and the state is ultimately in agreement with the pre-sentence report with just a minor addition.
Just pause a second so the interpreter can.
Y con lo de la señora Muñoz, este es un caso muy difícil. Al final, el Estado está de acuerdo con el informe precondenatorio, con algunas cosas que añadir.
And the reason for the departure to the third-degree felony and not a recommendation of prison
Y la razón por la desviación de lo de delito mayor de tercer grado y por no haber una recomendación de prisión
is in part because the victim's family, represented by Ms. Munoz, as she said, she doesn't even want the defendant charged in this case.
se debe al menos parcialmente a lo que ha dicho la señora Muñoz y lo que siente su familia de que ni siquiera quisieran que él tenga cargos en este caso.
And the other reason is the defendant did take accountability early. He waived his preliminary hearing, and all indications since this case has been filed is that he wanted to plea.
Y el otro motivo es que el acusado ha tomado responsabilidad. Él renunció a su audiencia preliminar desde una fecha temprana y también todo indica que él ha querido declararse culpable de esto a lo largo de esto.
But the state is recommending to follow the PSR's deviation from the guidelines.
Pero el Estado recomienda que se siga la desviación del informe precondenatorio de las pautas
And to sentence the defendant to the 180 days in jail.
y que se le imponga la condena al acusado de 180 días de cárcel.
And that is based on just the absolute recklessness of the defendant's conduct.
Y esto se debe nada más a la completa imprudencia de la conducta del acusado.
The defendant, along with the victim and a couple other teenagers, were driving in the defendant's vehicle.
El acusado junto a la víctima y otro número de adolescentes iban manejando. Sorry, was it the victim's car, the defendant's car, you said?
Defendant's vehicle.
En el vehículo del acusado.
And encouraging other vehicles on the highway to race.
Y animando a otros vehículos de la carretera que hicieran carrera.
After racing another vehicle, the defendant sped up from 125 miles per hour to approximately 157 miles per hour.
Después de hacer carrera con otro vehículo, el acusado aceleró de 125 millas por hora a aproximadamente 157 millas por hora.
Where he generated an average speed of 142 miles per hour.
Se generó como promedio de velocidad 142 millas por hora.
For over a mile.
Durante más de una milla.
Ultimately, this caused his tires to malfunction.
Al final esto llevó a que hubiera un defecto en la operación de las llantas.
For the defendant to lose control of the vehicle.
Llevando que el acusado perdiera control del vehículo.
And the vehicle veered into the median, catching fire.
Y el vehículo estrelló contra la mediana, causando que el vehículo se prendiera en fuego.
And the victim was not able to get out of the vehicle and lost his life.
Y la víctima no pudo salir del vehículo y perdió su vida.
When the defendant's vehicle came to a stop,
Cuando se detuvo el vehículo del acusado,
it was right in front of another citizen's vehicle
fue justo delante del vehículo de otro ciudadano,
who just narrowly avoided that collision.
Quien por poco se había evitado esa colisión.
And their vehicle caught on fire as well.
Y también se prendió en fuego el vehículo de esa persona.
So, due to the egregious nature of the defendant's conduct,
Así que debido a la naturaleza atroz de la conducta del acusado,
the risk that he caused to other people on the road, as well as the other people that were in his vehicle,
y el riesgo que causó a otras personas en la vía, así como que causó a las otras personas dentro de su vehículo.
And of course, the death of the victim in this case.
Y claramente la muerte de la víctima del caso.
The state is recommending the 180 days incarceration in jail.
El Estado recomienda los 180 días de encarcelamiento en la cárcel.
To be followed by a period of 36 months probation.
Seguido por 36 meses de un periodo de libertad condicional.
And where I'm asking for the addition is that in the PSR,
Y en lo que pido que se agregue algo es que en el informe precondenatorio
the officer indicates that the defendant doesn't really have any recreational or leisure or healthy recreational or leisure activities.
El agente indica que el acusado realmente no tiene ninguna actividad de ocio, o sea, ninguna actividad sana de ocio o de recreo.
And the defendant indicated that he could use this time more constructively.
Y el acusado indicó que podía usar más producentemente su tiempo.
So of course, while he should maintain full-time employment, the state is also recommending that he provide the community with service at a minimum of 10 hours a month for the entire term of his probation.
Así que obviamente puede tener un empleo provechoso el acusado, pero además de esto el Estado, además de esa necesidad, el Estado pide que él pueda prestar servicio a la comunidad 10 horas cada mes durante todo el curso de su libertad condicional.
And that's it from the state.
Sería todo del Estado, su señoría.
Mr. Morrison.
Señor Morrison.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Gracias, su señoría.
There are a few things I want to briefly point out. And
Hay unas cosas que brevemente me gustaría resaltar.
that would be that the defendant presents with a low matrix score of 0.
Y eso sería que el acusado presenta una calificación muy baja según el código, siendo 0.
Low criminogenic risk score as well as moderate.
Una calificación baja de la criminología, así como moderado.
As he falls as low or medium in most of the categories that were scored.
Y su calificación es baja o mediana en la mayoría de las categorías que se calificaron.
We are going to be asking the court to adopt mostly APMP's recommendations with a slight modification of our own.
Vamos a pedir que su señoría imponga prácticamente las recomendaciones de APMP con algunas modificaciones leves propias.
That slight modification would be for the court to adopt and sentence him to the midpoint of the jail guidelines of 105 days credit for time served.
Esa modificación sería que su señoría tome el punto medio de las pautas de imposición de pena, siendo 105 días de cárcel con crédito por el tiempo ya cumplido.
And in support of that, I want to point out that Mr. Aceves has been on pre-trial release on ankle monitor with monthly check-ins.
Y en apoyo de esto quiero señalar que la señora Aceves ha estado en liberación previa a un juicio, ha tenido un monitor de tobillo y ha estado haciendo las verificaciones periódicas.
I did just want to address the non-compliance issues during pretrial services.
Nada más quería tratar el tema de los incumplimientos durante los servicios previos al juicio.
As I understand it, it was really just one issue, and this case was initially started by a warrant.
Como lo entiendo yo, realmente solo fue una ocasión de problema y al inicio del caso se emitió una orden.
And a initial appearance was scheduled, and at that initial appearance, client was booked into jail on that warrant.
Y se fijó una comparecencia inicial y al comparecer en esa audiencia se le fichó a mi cliente en la cárcel por su orden de arresto.
A detention hearing was subsequently held where client Mr. Aceves was released on pretrial services.
Posterior a eso se celebró una audiencia de detención en la que se le liberó al señor Aceves bajo servicios previos al juicio.
He was ordered to check in and get an ankle monitor installed, which he did.
Se le mandó tener reuniones frecuentes, lo cual él hizo, e instaló también, installed what for the interpreter?
An ankle monitor.
Y se colocó el monitor del tobillo.
And there was some confusion about his next check-in date. It was told the following Monday, and he thought that meant the following week, Monday.
Y había algo de confusión en cuanto a la próxima fecha en la que él tenía que reunirse con los servicios. Se le dijo que iba a ser el lunes que venía y él lo entendía como el lunes de la semana que venía.
A warrant was issued, and he was subsequently booked into jail because he had the ankle monitor installed.
Se emitió una orden en su contra y posterior a eso lo ficharon en la cárcel porque tenía el monitor del tobillo.
He was subsequently released again on pretrial services with the same conditions.
Posteriormente lo liberaron otra vez a los servicios previos al juicio con las mismas condiciones.
And that was in June of last year.
Y eso fue en junio del año pasado.
Since then, he has been fully compliant with pretrial services.
Desde entonces él ha cumplido perfectamente con los servicios previos al juicio.
The other thing I wanted to address in the pre-sentence report was the comment that he showed no remorse.
Lo otro que quería hablar yo, que está en el informe precondenatorio, fue el comentario de que él no demostró ningún remordimiento.
And I believe this was a misperception on the investigator's part.
Y considero que esta fue una mala percepción de parte del investigador.
As it is mentioned in the pre-sentence report, Mr. Aceves was friends with the victim's brother, older brother.
Como se menciona en el informe precondenatorio, el señor Aceves es amigo del hermano de la víctima de su hermano mayor.
And knew the victim as kids since their families, since he knew the older brother.
Y conocía a la víctima desde que eran niños, ya que sus familias eran amigos del hermano mayor.
Mr. Aceves also remained friends with the older brother for a significant period of time following this incident.
El señor Aceves también siguió siendo amigos con el hermano mayor de la víctima durante mucho tiempo después de este incidente.
I think that combined with Mr. Aceves' statement in the pre-sentence report.
Creo que esto, en combinación con la declaración del señor Aceves en el informe precondenatorio,
Where he said the following.
Cuando dijo lo siguiente:
The person who passed was someone I knew as kids and I had a relationship with his family.
La persona que falleció fue alguien que yo conocía desde niño y con quien tenía una relación con su familia.
I have apologized to them.
Me he disculpado con ellos.
But nothing I say can undo their loss. I understand that.
Pero nada de lo que yo diga puede deshacer su pérdida, y lo entiendo.
I know my actions caused serious pain, especially to his mother.
Sé que mis acciones han causado un dolor grave, especialmente a su madre.
And I carry pain and regret with me every day.
Y cargo conmigo dolor y remordimiento todos los días.
I could not imagine also losing my brother because he was also in the car.
No puedo imaginarme perder también a mi hermano por estar él también en el carro.
I'm not faulting the investigator, Your Honor.
No le echo culpa al investigador, su señoría.
But that demonstrates remorse.
Pero esto es una demostración de remordimiento.
And maybe in an hour-long interview that didn't come across.
Y de repente en la entrevista de 1 hora esto no se dio a entender.
And Your Honor, this is a profoundly tragic case
Y su señoría, este caso es uno bastante trágico,
where a young life was lost in horrific circumstances.
cuando la vida de un joven se perdió por circunstancias horrorosas.
And now a family has been left with the grief that no sentence, no period of incarceration, and no words from Mr. Aceves, me, or the court can ever heal or undo.
Y ahora la familia está lidiando con una pérdida que no va a ser remediada por ninguna sentencia, ningún periodo de tiempo y ninguna palabra ni del señor Aceves, ni de mi persona, ni de su señoría.
And we acknowledge that reality with a deep respect.
Y reconocemos esta realidad con un respeto profundo.
We are respectfully going to ask the court to impose a sentence that is just,
Respetuosamente pedimos que su señoría imponga una pena que es justa,
proportionate, and consistent with the jail matrix guidelines that this legislature has carefully developed and adopted.
Sorry, could you repeat that for the interpreter?
Yeah,
Oh, you're
ask the court
reading.
to impose a sentence that is proportionate, consistent with the jail matrix guidelines
Y
of the legislature.
y proporcional y congruente con las pautas de imposición de pena de las cárceles que la legislación ha creado e implementado cuidadosamente.
These guidelines represent an evidence-based framework that is designed to balance accountability with the broader goals of sentencing.
Estas pautas representan un marco basado en pruebas diseñado para equilibrar la responsabilidad con las metas más generales de la imposición de pena.
Punishment, yes, but also rehabilitation.
Castigo, sí, pero también rehabilitación.
The matrix recommends 105 days for this level of offense.
El código recomienda 105 días para este tipo de delito.
And so, while the state and APMP has requested 6 months, we submit that adhering to these guidelines is appropriate and sufficient in this case.
Así que mientras que el Estado y APMP recomiendan 6 meses, a nosotros nos parece apropiada esta sentencia por estas pautas.
Mr. Aceves is a 24-year-old young man with no prior criminal history.
El señor Aceves es un joven de 24 años sin ningún antecedente penal.
He comes before this court as someone who has made a single catastrophic error in judgment by driving at an extreme excessive speed.
Él viene ante su señoría como una persona quien ha cometido un error único, catastrófico, en su mal criterio al exceder velocidad.
And it was his actions that resulted in the loss of control, and that terrible tragedy that followed.
Y fueron sus acciones las que llevaron a la pérdida de control y a esta horrible tragedia.
While not excusing his actions, there was no intoxication, no impairment, no intent to harm.
Aunque no se le exime de sus acciones, no había ninguna embriaguez, ningún deterioro y ni tampoco ninguna intención de hacer daño.
And despite the seriousness of these circumstances, he has significant positive factors that support a sentence within the matrix range.
Y a pesar de la gravedad de este delito, él demuestra factores significativos positivos que están en apoyo de una pena dentro del rango del código.
He has a strong family support, which is instrumental in, I believe, being successful on probation.
Él tiene un apoyo muy fuerte de su familia, que creo yo que es imprescindible para su éxito en la libertad condicional.
He has taken proactive steps towards a productive future by starting his own car detailing business, which demonstrates initiative and a desire to build something meaningful.
Él ha tomado pasos proactivos hacia un futuro productivo al fundar su propio negocio de detallar en carros, demostrando iniciativa y también un deseo de construir algo significativo.
And throughout the pretrial release process, he was compliant, as we've discussed.
Y a lo largo del proceso de liberación previa al juicio, él estuvo en cumplimiento, lo cual hablamos.
These factors, combined with his use and lack of criminal records, suggest that a sentence within the guidelines will achieve the necessary punishment and specific deterrence, giving him a realistic opportunity to learn from this tragedy and become a law-abiding and contributing member of society.
Estos factores, en combinación con su juventud y falta de antecedentes penales, sugieren que una pena dentro de las pautas va a lograr el castigo necesario y disuasión específica, mientras también le dará una oportunidad realista de aprender de esta tragedia y llegar a ser un integrante correcto y también contribuyente de la sociedad.
A 105-day jail sentence is a meaningful punishment. It is not lenient.
Una pena de 105 días de cárcel es un castigo significativo, no es nada permisivo.
A departure upward should be reserved for cases with aggravating factors beyond those already contemplated in these guidelines, and we submit that this is not such a case.
Una desviación de eso en aumento debería reservarse para casos con factores agravantes más allá de los ya contemplados por las pautas, y nosotros proponemos que este no es un caso de esos.
He has expressed genuine remorse and accepted responsibility from the beginning, and with the support of his family, the structure of his business, and continued supervision, he has the tools and motivation to ensure this never happens again.
Él ha expresado un remordimiento genuino y ha aceptado la responsabilidad desde el principio, con el apoyo de su familia y la estructura de su negocio y supervisión continua. Él tiene las herramientas y motivación para asegurar que esto nunca vuelva a pasar.
We therefore ask the court to follow the guidelines and impose a sentence of 105 days in jail.
Por tanto, pedimos que su señoría siga las directrices e imponga una pena de 105 días de cárcel,
With credit for the 38 days already served,
con crédito por los 35 días ya cumplidos,
and of course to suspend the prison sentence,
y claramente que se suspenda la pena de prisión,
and place him on probation for the 36 months with adult probation and parole.
Y colocarlo en libertad condicional por 36 meses con la libertad condicional de adultos.
There are no objections to any of the intervention goals or conditions that APP has suggested.
No hay ninguna objeción a las... sorry, could you repeat that for the interpreter?
Sorry, there are no objections to the recommendations made by APP as special conditions.
No hay ninguna objeción ante las recomendaciones de APP como condiciones especiales.
But we would ask the court to make an affirmative finding, as already discussed, that no restitution is to be owed.
Pero pedimos que su señoría determine afirmativamente, como se ha hablado, que no haya deuda de indemnización.
As for the community service that was recommended by the state,
hablando del servicio a la comunidad recomendado por el Estado,
we would request that be left to the probation officer that will be supervising him.
Pedimos que esta cuestión quede a discreción del agente de libertad condicional que lo supervise.
And could be addressed more fully and appropriately in the case action plan that he would be signing up or creating with his probation officer.
Lo cual este tema que se podría abordar más plenamente en el plan de acción que él va a crear o seguir con su agente.
We also appreciate the grace that has been extended by the victim's family.
También agradecemos la gracia que se nos ha concedido de parte de la familia de la víctima.
And we'd like to thank them for their statements today.
Y nos gustaría agradecerle por sus declaraciones hoy.
And with that, I would submit, Your Honor.
Con esto concluyó su señoría.
Mr. Aceves, would you like to say anything?
Señora Aceves, ¿le gustaría decir algo?
Your Honor, I sincerely apologize for my actions.
Su señoría, sinceramente pido disculpas por mis acciones.
I deeply regret what happened.
Lamento profundamente lo que sucedió
And take full responsibility.
y tomo completa responsabilidad.
I'm committed to learning from this and becoming a better person moving forward.
Estoy comprometido a aprender de esto y llegar a ser una mejor persona de aquí en adelante.
And I understand the seriousness and the impact that this had on his life and on everyone that loved him. Thank you.
Y entiendo la gravedad y el impacto que esto tuvo en la vida de él y en la vida de todos los que lo amaron. Gracias.
Thank you for everyone's statements today.
Gracias a todos por sus declaraciones hoy.
This case is, as already mentioned, deeply tragic.
Este caso, como ya se ha mencionado, es profundamente trágico.
The loss of Mr. Munoz is a consequence of Mr. Aceves' reckless actions.
La pérdida del señor Muñoz es consecuencia de las acciones imprudentes del señor Aceves.
His death was wholly unnecessary and avoidable.
Su muerte fue completamente innecesaria y evitable.
I am not sentencing Mr. Aceves to prison due to how he scores in the pre-sentence report.
No voy a imponer pena de prisión al señor Aceves debido a su calificación en el informe precondenatorio.
And also due to the statement of Ms. Munoz today.
Y también debido a la declaración de la señora Muñoz hoy.
However, a jail sentence as part of probation is important.
Sin embargo, una pena de cárcel como parte de la libertad condicional es importante.
It is a message that this is not tolerated.
Es un mensaje que esto no será tolerado.
And it is a small penalty compared to the loss of life to Mr. Munoz.
Y es una pena mínima en comparación con la pérdida de vida del señor Muñoz.
The 180 days of jail that is recommended in the pre-sentence report and by the state is within the matrix range.
Los 180 días de cárcel recomendados tanto en el informe precondenatorio como por el Estado quedan dentro de lo permitido por las directrices.
That range goes up to 210 days.
Ese rango alcanza hasta 210 días.
And I think it is an appropriate amount of time due to the recklessness of Mr. Aceves' actions that day.
Y creo que es un plazo apropiado debido a la imprudencia de las acciones del señor Aceves ese día.
So I am suspending a prison sentence of between 0 and 5 years.
Así que suspendo una pena de prisión de 0 a 5 años.
I am placing Mr. Aceves on probation for 36 months with adult probation and parole.
Coloco al señor Aceves en 36 meses de libertad condicional con la Agencia de Libertad Condicional de Adultos.
Conditions are that he serve 180 days of jail with credit for 38 days served.
Las condiciones son que él cumpla 180 días de cárcel teniendo crédito por los 38 días ya cumplidos.
Mr. Aceves is to complete a cognitive behavioral course as directed.
El señor Aceves ha de completar un curso de conducta cognitiva como se le indique.
He is to obtain a mental health evaluation and comply with any recommended treatment.
Él debe tener una evaluación de salud mental y cumplir con cualquier tratamiento recomendado.
He is to engage in approved pro-social activities as directed, which may include community service.
Se le anima a participar en actividades prosociales como se le pueden indicar como el servicio a la comunidad.
And Mr. Aceves is not to violate any laws other than for minor traffic offenses.
Y la señora Aceves no puede infringir ninguna ley a menos que sean infracciones muy menores de tránsito.
The minutes will reflect that there is no restitution.
En el acta constará que no hay indemnización.
Mr. Morrison, is your client prepared to go into custody today?
El señor Morrison, su cliente, está preparado para pasar a la cárcel hoy.
Your Honor, would he be able to present to the jail next week? If that would be appropriate for the court, as he's been compliant with GPS, the ankle monitor would remain until he reports in.
Su señoría, sería permisible que él se presente a la cárcel la semana que viene, ya que él sí está bien con su señoría, ya que todavía está bajo GPS y tiene el monitor del tobillo. Eso no cambiaría.
Let's set by Wednesday of next week, noon, Wednesday, May 13th.
Vamos a decir que será para el miércoles de la semana que viene al mediodía, miércoles 13 de mayo.
He will need to report here to the courthouse rather than going directly to the jail.
Tendrá que presentarse aquí en el tribunal en vez de ir directamente a la cárcel.
And Mr. Aceves, you'll come in the doors, tell the deputies you're here to self-report, and they'll give you instructions.
Y señora Aceves, usted vendrá aquí y les dirá a los alguaciles que usted está aquí para entregarse o para reportar por sí mismo y le van a indicar cómo seguir.
In the meantime, I want you to report to adult probation and parole by Monday, 4 p.m.
Mientras tanto, quiero que usted se reúna con la libertad condicional de adultos para el lunes a las 4 de la tarde.
And they will give you additional instructions and reporting requirements.
Y le van a dar instrucciones adicionales, así como requisitos de esas reuniones.
Do you have any questions about any of the conditions I've given?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta sobre alguna de las condiciones que le he dado? Ninguna.
You have a right to file an appeal of your sentence.
Usted tiene derecho a presentar una apelación de su sentencia.
You have a right to counsel on appeal.
Tiene derecho a tener abogado en esa apelación.
And any appeal has to be filed within 30 days.
Y cualquier apelación habría que tramitarse dentro de 30 días.
I think that is everything.
Creo que eso es todo.
Is there a time on Wednesday you should report in?
By noon.
By noon, okay.
¿A qué hora se presenta el miércoles para el mediodía? Muy bien, gracias, su señoría.
Okay. Thank you all.
Gracias a todos.
Thanks for coming by to help us.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. That is my only matter.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Diaz. The Gledhill matter. State versus Gledhill is case ending 2513. Ms. Paul is here for the state, Mr. Diaz for the defendant.
And Ms. Whiteway as well, Your Honor.
And Ms. Whiteway as well. Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Gledhill.
Good morning.
So we are scheduled for trial in June, and is the state ready to proceed on that?
Well, I think we're in the difficult position that the number one case is ready to go and that Ms. Whiteway is also on that case as well. It would be difficult for her to be prepared in both cases. And I think the parties had a chance to discuss this. We were aware that the number one was ready to go and we were looking at trial dates. So I think it's a joint motion to continue the trial, and we were looking at Your Honor's December trial settings based on the parties' calendar issues. I think that's the earliest date that we'd be able to set this. If you are, the only issue is we currently are set for 7 days of evidence, an additional day for jury selection. I don't know if you have availability the following week on December, so the trial would start with the 7th.
Let me check one thing. it looks like I could accommodate the 7-day trial going into that following week. How does that look for defense?
That's fine.
Okay, so that means we'll reschedule jury selection for December 7th, 9:30 a.m. We'll schedule the remaining 4 days of that week as trial days. And then I will also schedule the 14th, 15th, and 16th of December as trial days. The two final pretrial conference dates will be November 5th and December 3rd, both at 9 a.m. So November 5th and December 3rd, both 9 a.m. I think we were also going to talk today about kind of some of the pending motions and where we were at.
So the state and I were going to get together and talk.
Yeah.
We had something scheduled. The problem was the day that we had it scheduled, I ended up getting sick and had to cancel it. So we'll be rescheduling that, and we'll notice a couple of things up with the court.
Okay, so if I need something prior to November 5th, you'll give me plenty of notice?
We will.
Okay. Ms. Paulus, you looked like you were about to say something.
I was. I'm wondering if the parties would be able to approach.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else that we need to discuss on the record today?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll have that trial rescheduled. I'll also strike our second final pretrial that would have been on June 4th. And if anything else is needed before November 5th, then the council can let the court know.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, very good. Thank you all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have today.
Okay, thank you.
Jeremy, we'll email you.
Mr. Hurst, good morning.
Good morning. Can we call the Pete matter?
State versus